All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday evening live KGX webinar presentation. My name is Brandon Ivy. I am a Pinnacle Leader with KGX out of Los Angeles, California. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule on this Thursday evening to be here tonight. I promise you, we're going to keep this information short and sweet, but we're going to give you enough information that you can make an informed decision on whether or not this is a course of action that you want to take. We're going to expose you to something that if you are brand new that you've never heard of before. And we're going to show you why our platform and what we've put together is not only something that's reliable, but it's also something that's going to be a necessity in all of our lives. And we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency industry. And I don't know about you, but the first time I heard about Bitcoin, I didn't understand it. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just a bunch of people living in their mom's basement playing with Monopoly money on the internet. You see, my background, it comes from traditional sales, direct sales. I'm a graduate of Morehouse College from Atlanta, Georgia, went on to have a nice corporate career in corporate America. Unfortunately, I was a victim of also corporate America. I was laid off twice. Realized that if I want to have financial success, I need to become my own boss. So I moved into the direct selling, was able to retire. I've never been back to a job since then. But I also reached a stage in my life where I said, I am ready to go to the next level. And that next level was allowing your money to work for you, to become an investor. How to become an investor. And I looked around and said, what could I get into? Traditional modes of investing is real estate, stocks and bonds, art, precious metals. And a lot of that takes resources. But my question was, how, if you don't have resources to get started, how can you do that? And the only industry that I saw a lot of this happening was the crypto space. And I started looking at it again. And people that I knew and friends of mine were making a whole lot of money with this thing called Bitcoin. And in 2016, I saw the price that went from 2012 from 100 to almost $700 in 2016. I said, you know what? It's not going to hurt if I go ahead and buy a couple of these. I had fear of missing out. Everybody else was making money. I wanted to make some money too. So I bought a couple of Bitcoin. I didn't know what it was. I didn't understand it. And you know what I did? A couple of months later, Christmas was coming around and I sold my Bitcoin for Christmas presents. 1 year after I sold my Bitcoin that I purchased in 2016, the price went from less than $700 to almost $20,000 in a year. That was the most expensive Christmas my kids ever had, even though it was only a couple $1,000s worth. But if I had held on to those Bitcoin, that was over $60,000 worth in just 1 year. So in 2017, I started asking questions, and friends of mine that were made millions off of this because they invested back in 2014 and before. And to my surprise, they could not answer my questions to my satisfactory when it came to knowing what is this Bitcoin stuff. And I said, how are you investing in something that you do not understand? And their answer to me was, Bitcoin just keeps going up. That's all I know. Well, I'm smart enough to know not everything always goes up. The stock market doesn't. As a matter of fact, right now, the stock market is having its worst performance of the month of December since the Great Depression. So not everything always goes up. So I said, okay, if I'm going to invest in this, I need to know what this is. So I put my head down and started to do some research, but there was no company like KGX around to teach me what cryptocurrency was all about. All I had was YouTube and Google. And I don't know about you, if you've ever done that before, but thousands and hundreds of thousands of articles and videos popped up about Bitcoin. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to begin. I didn't know what questions to ask. I was flailing around. It took me 6 months to be comfortable enough to figure this thing out. And finally, when I was comfortable enough to say, okay, I'm ready to invest in this, I had my little Bitcoin wallet. I opened up an exchange account, put my Bitcoin in there. I'm ready to go. I didn't start with $10,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 like friends of mine did. I started with $30. That may be funny, but at that time in my life, that's all I could afford at that moment. 30 bucks. And guess what I did? I flipped that $30 into over 6 figures in less than 4 months. And I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you that if I could do it, anybody could do it. And a lot of people already have. So 2017 also saw not just the rise of crypto, but it also saw the rise and fall of a lot of companies that came out offering services in the crypto space. Companies that were saying, we're going to double your Bitcoin. Give us your Bitcoin and we're going to give you 2% a day guaranteed. We'll double it in 45 days, but we need to hold your money for 6 months. And people made a lot of money in those things. Unfortunately, a lot of them were found out to be either outright scams, operating illegally, or you even had the owners that had a short-term vision and executed exit scams that ran off with everybody's Bitcoin. So in 2018, we said, you know what? We're going to do something a little different. We're going to go back to the basics. We're going to teach the world about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and blockchain technology. The world has no understanding of what this is because there's 2 things I realized in my own research. The first thing I realized is that cryptocurrency represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. That point is very important. The most amount of people. Why? Because there is no barrier of entry here. It does not matter your education level, your race, your religion, your sex, your creed, where you were born, what language you speak, the skin color you have, what sex you are. None of that matters. All you need is a cell phone, access to the internet, and a willingness to learn, and you can literally write your own check. Nobody can stop you. The second thing that I learned is the technology that this Bitcoin and crypto is built upon. It's called the blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, represents the greatest invention mankind has ever seen. The Internet 2.0. It is as important to mankind as the introduction of agriculture, that this blockchain is going to disrupt every single industry on the planet. Nothing is safe. Nobody is safe. And I figured out, even if I don't become an investor in this Bitcoin thing, if I'm going to want to have a 9-to-5 job in the future, I'm going to need to know what blockchain technology is because all companies are going to start to implement it. So this is not a matter of thriving. This is even a matter of survival, that we know this. And my fear was that most people are going to miss out. How would you like to have been in front of the internet when it first got started and to invest in companies like Amazon? So we have a goal here. And our goal is literally to bring crypto awareness and education to the masses. So what is Bitcoin? You know, in 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin. It's the world's first global decentralized cryptocurrency. It's not owned by anybody. There's no CEO. There's no company behind it. And the world is already used to digital currency because most people don't walk around with cash right now. They use their debit and credit cards. You see, in 2009, Bitcoin's value was less than 1 penny. How did you even get Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is mined. You have these computer programs that solve a mathematical problem that creates a Bitcoin. But it's actually creating the blockchain, and the reward for creating the blockchain is a Bitcoin. The value of that coin back then was only worth 1 penny. In 2010, Bitcoin was valued at 40 cents. 2016, it went up to $600. 2018, we've seen this thing move from $3,000 to $9,000 this year. If you would have invested $100 in 2009, today it'd be worth over $1.5 million. Do I have your attention now? I'm sure everybody could have found $100 in 2009. So this isn't something that's brand new. This has been here for almost 10 years now. But think about this. We talk about industry disruptors. Uber, transportation company that owns no cars. Amazon, the world's largest retail chain that has no stores. Bitcoin goes from 0.008 cents to $9,000. And it is no fun being on the outside looking in. We've all been there before. Haven't you ever heard somebody start talking about Bitcoin? You don't know what it's about, and you're kind of afraid to ask. You don't know where to go. You don't know where to begin. Well, that is where KGX has a solution for you. So what is Bitcoin? It is simply a digital currency that allows individuals to do peer-to-peer transactions without the need of the bank, without the need of Western Union, without the need of a government or a company, to do transactions that happen instantaneously, immediately. One Bitcoin in the United States is worth one Bitcoin in Japan. It's universal with minimal fees. It eliminates the middleman. It is the next evolution of money. And what makes it valuable is the fact that there's only going to be 21 million ever in existence. See, when the Federal Reserve and the government gets into debt and needs more money, what do? They just print more money. And when you print more money, that causes inflation. See, the opposite happens in the crypto space. Because there is only a finite amount of coins, just like gold, there's only a certain amount of gold you can ever dig up from the ground. Its value is going to rise as demand for it rises. Is it real? Absolutely. Ohio just passed a law that allows all of the citizens in Ohio to pay taxes with Bitcoin. And you know, if the IRS is willing to accept Bitcoin to pay for taxes, you know it's real money. Are you too late? No, you're not. Well, Brad, I thought you said it's almost 10 years old. Where the development of crypto is right now is where the internet was in 1993. We are still at the early stages. We're still at that AOL dial-up speed. This rocket hasn't even taken off yet. You are at the perfect time. We're going to teach you how you can buy it and how you can spend it. So welcome to KGX, the Global Training Center, where we are the company that is going to teach the world about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, ICOs, market trends, and the blockchain. All of our training is done through online streaming video. We make this very simplistic to make sure we hit everybody's learning habits. You're going to learn how to buy your first Satoshi. You're going to learn how to store your Bitcoin safely in crypto wallets. Learn how to purchase and sell with Bitcoin. Learn about blockchain technology. Learn how to trade cryptocurrencies. Learn how ICOs work, and much, much more. Our training packages comes in 3 modules: Bitcoin 101, Cryptocurrency Intermediate, and Crypto Advanced. There's 15 lessons in each module. Here's one thing that I can guarantee. Whether you are a beginner that's never heard of Bitcoin before or a seasoned vet, I can guarantee you're going to learn something out of this so that when you finish our course, you will have just enough information to be just a little bit dangerous, to have that confidence to enter the crypto space, to start making wise investments, wise moves, make money on your money, and limit your risk. And I want to highlight the fact that, yes, this is risky because you're dealing with money. But education allows you to limit the risk because you'll have enough sense and smarts to know what to avoid, what to get into, and what to really spend your time on. At the end of each of the 15 lessons, each module, you'll be given a test. That test is going to teach you or make sure that you're learning the information. Now, those 45 lessons is a foundation of KGX, but that is not what makes our company thrive. Once you finish those 45 lessons, your training is just beginning. Because the real value of KGX is in the community that we've put together. And our KGX community is going to be provided with online live training, updates, new videos, because this is an industry that is always changing. It is always evolving. It is always undergoing some rapid innovation. new product and services that you haven't even thought of before. We stay on top of these things and share it with the community. With just one click, you can enter the Bitcoin age. So KGX is just a group of talented individuals that have come together and developed a simple step-by-step audio video training system that will educate the world into the crypto space. And when we say the world, we mean the world. We're not just talking about the United States. You see, by the time we launch, and we are still in pre-launch right now, we launch in April of next year. We're going to be launching in over 30 languages. We hired 60 translators to translate for 30 languages. We already have 7 of them completed right now, where the audio is translated, the PDF is translated, and not Google Translate either. The real translators, videos, all of that is done. The next question is, what is the cost of this? You know, I've seen advertisements of companies that's offering weekend courses for $5,000. Colleges are now starting to add the course. How many of you are ready to go back to school? How many of you have an extra $5,000 or $10,000? See, we make this affordable. One-time payment of $250. That's it, $250. And then we even go a step further, because we want you to have success, and we understand that it takes money to make money. And you might be in a situation where you don't have a lot of money to really start to invest in the crypto space. How about the ability to earn Bitcoin while you learn? That's another reason why I was able to flip $30 into 6 figures in 4 months. We have an affiliate program as well. And for an extra $50, $300, you can become a crypto promoter, which allows you the ability to sell our crypto education product. How would you like to do that? Earn while you learn. See, in our affiliate program, we're going to allow you to earn direct referral bonus, customer acquisition bonuses, the Cryptonary, and the Cryptonary matching bonuses. Now, here's what happens if you share this with somebody else and they get on the program. We're going to pay you a referral fee of $100 for every refer you do, $100. Now, one of my major lessons is, if you spend money in crypto, you want to make your money back as fast as possible. As people say, what's the difference between your company and those that got shut down and took everybody's money? One, it's only $300. That's your biggest risk. And number 2, you share it with 3 people, you just made $300 back. You're brand new, you want to do this in your first 24 to 48 hours. Make your money back. Now you got the education for free. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain. We also have customer acquisition bonus, where you can earn an additional $25 for every customer you sign up that doesn't want to be a promoter. We're going to give you a $250 bonus for every 10 customers. These are people that just want to use the product. They don't really care about sharing it with anybody else. And that's okay. And then we even have something called the Cryptonary. And this is for those of you who love to build teams and organizations. You might have come from the direct selling space. This is optional, not mandatory, but allows you to earn off the efforts of everybody in your organization. We go into more details of this in our more detailed training. But I always have an individual who says, you know what, Brandon? I retired from the network marketing space. I don't have a desire to share with anybody. I don't want to sell it to anybody. All I want to do is use the product, take advantage of the services KGX offers, allow my money to work for me and get paid. Can I do that? Yes. But here's the one thing that I learned. When I started to learn about crypto, I now became the expert to my friends because they didn't know anything about it. Even though I didn't know much myself, I knew more than they knew. And they would come to me and start asking me questions. And I realized that 90% of my day was spent answering questions about crypto. Can you teach me how to set up a wallet? Which wallet should I use? What's safe? What type of password? What exchange should I be on? What is an exchange? What's two-factor authentication? I lost mine. How do I do? I mean, there's 1,000,001 questions, and I love to help people. But guess what? I'm spending all that time and I'm not getting paid. So what if you have just one person who comes up to you and asks you questions, and instead of you spending 5 hours to teach them, you say, you know what? Why don't you use the same program I used to learn how to do this? You give them your referral link for KGX. They sign up. You made a little $100. No biggie to you. But that person says, I know a bunch of people who need this information. I'm going to bring it to my city. I'm going to bring it to my country. I'm going to bring it to my church. I'm going to bring it to my network. And that person builds a huge organization, and they're now making $10,000 a month. Well, guess what? Because you referred them, we're going to pay you a 10% check match on everything they do on the Cryptonary. So now if they make $10,000 a month, you're making $1,000 a month. If they're making $100,000 a month, you're making $10,000 a month. It might make you want to share it with a couple of more people. And there's no qualifications that you must hit to get a check match. Even if all you did was share it with one person, you're going to get a 10% check match on that person. Now, the only bad news is that we have a weekly cap of $50,000, $200,000 a month on our Cryptonary. Is that okay? You know, I'm just saying. If you do cap that out, we're going to give you another position, and you can keep it moving and make even more money. And with just one click, you can change your life. And that is the foundation of KGX, is education. But we are in crypto, and we know that there's going to be a lot of opportunities that we can take advantage of, new products and services that our customers would love to use and that our promoters can sell and earn commissions on. One of those industries that we have adopted is the mining industry. Mining, we say, oh, what is that? Well, mining is the backbone of crypto. There are no coins without the miners. The miners build the blockchain. We are a wholesaler for a mining company called Green. We offer independently owned crypto rigs. The rigs being offered is Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, and GreenX. Whoa, what is that last one, GreenX? Well, GreenX is the project we are most excited about from 2018 going into 2019. Imagine being at the beginning when Bitcoin was being mined for the first time and you being able to get in on that. Back in those days, they were mining. Well, I met a gentleman himself. He was mining like 64 to 100 Bitcoins a day. Now, they weren't worth nothing back then, but sitting and holding on to them, look at what they're worth today. Well, Green is a project that is an industry disruptor, not just a little industry disruptor, but a major industry disruptor. Look at YouTube, the world's largest media provider that owns no media. Uber, the world's largest taxi company that owns no taxis. Airbnb, the world's largest hotel provider that owns no hotels. You see, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And what's the next big disruption going to be? Power. Power. Why I'm excited about this is that it is not a luxury. Power is a necessity. Now, when you start to go through our crypto training, you're going to learn that there are multiple coins out there than just Bitcoin. You might have even heard of some of them like Ripple, Ethereum, Dash, IOTA, Monero, so on and so on. There's many different coins out there, and every coin represents a project. Well, this power project is being represented by a coin called Green. But what is the power engine? What does this mean? Well, we're talking about 100-year-old technology that's in need of an upgrade, trapped in a wired grid, and it's expensive to distribute. It's time to think outside the grid. Welcome to Green. When you think of Green, you start thinking of solar energy. See, the 100-year-old technology means power has been centralized. You have the power company that dispenses power to all of the different homes. Well, what we are doing is digitizing electricity. Now, we're not physically putting electricity on the blockchain, but we are putting the value of electricity on the blockchain. The product is a green box that's like a battery that you connect to your home, like putting a solar panel on your roof. Only it is the electricity that comes to your home charges that battery up, the green box up. That value of that electricity, you can then pull out as far as cash, use it to pay your bills, or you can sell it on the blockchain and power somebody else's home because you're selling the value of the electricity. Solar in a box. So we had industry disruptors like Facebook, Airbnb, Bitcoin, and Uber. What green is going to be the world's first power company that produces no power. The mission is to save, share, and give. Now, the cost of each mining rig that's going to mine the coin is $3,750. This coin is going to be popular. How do you get the coin? Well, it's not being sold to the public. You can't buy the coin right now. The only way you can get it is you got to be a member of KGX so that you can have access to buying the mining rig. Now, the first question people ask me is, well, I paid $3,750. How much money am I going to make? That's the wrong question to ask. The right question is, how many coins is my machine going to mine? Because how much money you make is going to depend on you. See, this is not group mining. This is not hash mining. This is not contract mining. This is not, cloud mining. All of those are illegal in the United States. You are purchasing an asset, an equipment. That equipment, whatever it produces, goes straight to your wallet. You own it. You control it. The company never gets your coins. What you do with those coins from that point forward is your business. You can hold them. You can sell them. You can sell some of them. You can sell them today. You can sell them next year. It's completely up to you. Now, this is not on the exchange yet. Mining began in July 2004. July 4th, 2018, and it's been mining now for almost 6 months. Here's what I can tell you. There's 50 billion coins that will ever be in existence. This is not an ICO. There was a little more than 4,000 machines mining, somewhere around there. 25 billion coins need to be mined in the first year, between July 2018 and July 2019. 12.5 billion need to be mined in the first 6 months. Remember what I said about being one of the early birds. So you do the math, 12.5 billion coins divided by maybe 4,000 machines. Now you know how many coins each machine has been producing on a monthly basis. We're looking at the valuation of that coin to be around 2 cents when it gets onto an exchange. This is not a guarantee, just a projection. So you do the math at 2 cents per coin. What gets me excited is not that. I get excited about the fact of what if it goes from 2 cents to 4 cents, 4 cents to 10 cents, 10 cents to 50 cents. I don't know how long that will take or when, or if it ever will. But just imagine for that to happen. One thing that I'm sure of is that we will create some millionaires because of this project. And we're still early on. If you sell a machine, you're going to earn a $500 commission. So if you say, well, I can't afford a machine, all right, sell 8 of them. You just made $4,000. We also have a Lucky 7 promo going on. If you sell 7 machines, you're going to get one for free. Now, mining rig specifications, hash rate 12 to 14 terahertz, power consumption 1,300 to 1,400 watts, chip type SHA 256 ASIC chip. The rules of purchase, only a maximum of 10 rigs per month per customer. Why do we only limit you to 10? Because we have people out there that want to buy 100. And it's not good to have one or a few individuals control all the coins. You want to spread it out. The mining rigs can be housed in a third-party facility in Utah or shipped to you. I have mine going to Utah. Why? Why do I want it shipped to me? I don't want to deal with the programming, the heat, plugging it in, the power, the energy consumption. Let them handle all that. Rigs will be paid for in advance. There's a waiting days. It could be 30 to 120 days. That's why you want to get in your order as soon as possible. Customer owns the rig. Anything generated by the rig is yours. You're going to receive a serial number and certificate of authenticity. There's a no refund policy and purchase with Bitcoin only. So we've added that. You can also purchase during wire transfer if you don't have the Bitcoin, or it's going to take you too long to get them. As a disclaimer, KGX is a wholesaler. No income claims can be made on mining results. All coins earned are paid directly to the customer. KGX is not responsible for maintenance of the mining rig. Customers should read and agree to all documents before making a purchase. You agree in advance that KGX LLC is not responsible for results. We're like Walmart. We're just selling you the TV. Please review all policies and procedures before you make your purchase and understand that there is a no refund policy. Welcome to the world of mining where you own the mining rigs, and this is just one. We're having a corporate update call tomorrow. We're going to hear. We're also going to be in the Bitcoin ATM business. How would you like to buy and sell Bitcoin ATMs? We're also going to be launching our crypto trading desk, and AKA the bot, that we finally made to a point that it is legal in the United States. We've been working on this for almost a year. There's other products and services that you'll hear Mike talk about that we're coming out with in 2019 as well. See, our foundation is education, but we're going to have many different ways that you can earn an income, even if you decide not to want to build and recruit or share this with anybody else. Now, for those of you that are the builders, one of the things that we understand in building teams and leadership is that it is not about the leader if you want to have a company to have long-term success. It is about the ability to create a system. We have an internal standardized system that is going to teach all brand new people how to build a business like a franchise, get all the help they need from the system where it is system dependent and not leader dependent. You're going to have hands-on support from the top leaders. The person behind this is a gentleman by the name of Mark Januszewski, an 8-figure earner who's helped take companies from zero to hundreds of millions of dollars. And he's in-house with us within KGX. Now, this is a brand new opportunity. We are still in pre-launch. The owners are in the United States. We're registered in the United States. We have hired Thompson & Burton LLC. We don't make a move until they say so. Everything that comes out of my mouth, everything that we see in promoting has been approved through our attorneys first. We will not take shortcuts. We want to be here long term. We're one of the only crypto companies that has survived 2018, and we're just getting started going into 2019. So if you're looking for that long-term home in crypto that you can feel safe in, that you know that if you go to sleep tomorrow, the company will still be here when you wake up tomorrow, this is the place to be. We allow no income claims. That's what gets companies in trouble. We cannot guarantee any of that. Your success depends on you. And this is very important, guys. This might be brand new for some of you guys. And we're going to do everything we can to hold your hand a little bit, point you in the right direction, get you all the knowledge, plug into our system. But at the end of the day, you have to take action. So it comes from your hard work, dedication, belief, passion, commitment. Now, at this point, what you want to do is get back to the person who invited you, because they're going to learn a lot more. We even go around the country doing Bitcoin boot camps. 2019, we already have 5 cities lined up all the way up to our launch. We're going to be in Seattle at the end of January. Then we're going to be in Atlanta, then Tampa, then Chicago, Philadelphia, and then our launch in Vegas in April. We want to bring crypto knowledge and education and awareness to the masses. So those of you that are ready, get back with whoever invited you. Let's get you signed up, get your questions answered, and get you rocking and rolling. Rule number 1, make your money back. You can do that in your first 24 hours. I did it in my first 5 minutes, sharing it with 3 people. Those of you who say, you know, I just can't wrap my head around it. I don't get it, or I don't even believe it. I'm just here because a friend of mine forced me to be here. You know, that's okay as well. But I will tell you this. Whether you like it or not, believe it or not, agree with it or not, is irrelevant. It's like gravity. This is going to happen regardless. You're going to wake up one day and start driving around the city, and you're going to see Bitcoin ATM machines all over the place. You're going to stop up at Starbucks to get you coffee, and they're going to start saying, we accept cryptos at payment. You're going to go to your job, and worst of all, your boss is going to say, you need to open up a Bitcoin account because we're going to pay your salary in Bitcoin. And you know who predicted that? Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer said this 6 months ago. It's inevitable. The way we view and interact with money is changing. In fact, the entire world is changing. And if we want to be able to thrive and survive in it, we also must change and adapt. And it's going to happen anyway. So with that, I appreciate you guys taking time listening. This was also recorded. If you want to be able to share this with others who couldn't make it on tonight, we'll be posting that up in our KGX community group. And I look forward to working with each of you. And if I don't speak to you beforehand, the end of the year, Merry Christmas. We have a special training coming up this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific with Miss Diana Townsend right here on KGXglobal.info. And we're looking for the new batch of leaders in 2019. And when I say that, I'm talking about people who want to make $10,000 a month and more. But we're also here for those of you that's just looking to make an extra $500 a month. Whatever it is that you need, we can show you how to make that happen. Thank you for listening. Brandon Ivy here. Until next time, God bless. Bye-bye.